Hi guys. So I know a lot of you have been watching my videos from Friday. I got to go sponsor and volunteer the second annual Gabby Petito golf fundraiser, and it was incredible. It was amazing, and being a survivor, it was, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. I don't want to say breathtaking, but it was just, I have no words. To be in a room full of 200 people all there for one reason, and it's to support domestic violence and missing persons. It was an honor to be a part of. We drove almost 4 hours to get there, and I finally got to meet Tara, Jim, Nikki, and Tara in person after a year and a half of texting, direct messages, and live streaming and one interview, but they're incredible. I waited 5 years to meet them in person and hug them all, and I got to do that. And they spent time with the volunteers, they spent time with the golfers, they spent time with everybody that came. It wasn't like they hid the whole time. They were a part of it. So sweet. I got to meet other volunteers, extended family of Gabby's. I got to do a podcast with Nick from Our Dead Dads. And I got to meet some really cool people. Ride on the golf cart, eat some good food, and just be in good company. And for 5 years, I have aimed for that moment. I told people, they're going to hear my story, and my story is going to go out there, and I'm going to start talking more and make it known that it's okay to talk about abuse, and you shouldn't be ashamed for it. So Nick from Our Dead Dads is going to help me set up a podcast. More people need to talk about it, and being a part of that event was just a healing for myself in a lot of ways. I cried when I was leaving because it was so surreal, and to be able to now talk about it and not feel ashamed or stigmatized or embarrassed or scared to speak up, because it doesn't define me, and it doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change my work ethic. It doesn't change my morals, views, or principles. It doesn't affect my job. I've learned to cope. I've learned tricks. I've learned ways to just work through it. I'm in, trauma therapy, and, if you follow my videos, I always say that Gabby's video story is so much similar to mine. I was a social media influencer. My ex wanted a van. I got strangled. So many more similarities. I left overnight, didn't think about consequences, moved away from my entire support system. Left, that was 2009, then I left in 2017, and then I met my previous boyfriend 2018 and was with him until 2024, and that was a mentally, emotional, and verbal abusive relationship, which led to a PFA. So it's hard. It's hard to cope. Every day, you're trauma bonded to your narcissist and your abuser, and it's not a good time. It's very, very hard to bounce back from, but if you have the right support system and you have the perseverance and the resilience and the drive to want better for yourself, you will get better for yourself. It's up to you to have to want to leave and to say enough is enough, but always have a safety plan, always have an escape route, always have money stashed, always tell one person at least that you're trying to leave, because it's the most dangerous time for victims to leave. And if you go back, it's a scientific fact that victims go back to their abusers 6, 7, 8 times before they leave for good. And luckily I was able, after 9 years, to get out with the first one, and it took me 6 years to get out of the second one. And the second one did more damage to me than the first one, and he never put his hands on me. So put that into perspective. There are all types of abuse. They don't always have to put their hands on you, but just know there are resources out there. There are plans, there are foundations, there are organizations, and there are good people out there. I wish I would have had the resources and information that Gabby's parents are putting out back then when I was going through it, but social media has changed a lot since 2009, even 2017. So the more I talk about it, the more I heal, and the more I can help other people. If my voice saves one person, that's all that matters. But to be a part of what I witnessed Friday in Long Island was just incredible. I sponsored a golf cart, and Joe Petito actually was in mine. They're all so sweet and funny, and to see them persevere through their tragedy and trauma to help other people and stay strong, even though I know they have their moments where they fall apart, but they have each other. And they're doing something with their loss to make a difference. And I just cannot thank them enough. And I tell them, I told Nikki this morning, but I thank them all for what they do. And because of Gabby, I was able to tell my story. I'm going to continue telling my story, and I hope other people tell their story. And a podcast is coming. It will be called Turning the Corner. Nick will eventually, I know he's busy traveling, but he will, he wants to do some more interviews, and he's going to tell me everything that I need to get set up. And I'm forever grateful for meeting him too. When I did that was my first podcast, and it felt so natural and so right for me. So I definitely know that's what I need to be doing. I will be forever grateful for the opportunity that I had on Friday to be a part of that Gabby Petito Foundation. And it's more to come. I don't think it's the end. I think I will help them more. And I'm hoping to start my own nonprofit eventually with Turning the Corner here in Northeast PA. So I want to connect people to resources. I want to connect people to people who have experienced loss and trauma. You know, my degree is in child and family services, and I did an internship with kids dealing with loss and trauma. So there's a lot of aspects to this, and I'm just so humbled and blessed and privileged to be a part of the amazing things that family is doing. So if you haven't already, go follow the Gabby Petito Foundation. Go buy some stuff on their website. All proceeds go to helping domestic violence victims, survivors, and missing persons. You'll see some info on there about their nonprofit organizations they've donated to. And I'll see them hopefully at CrimeCon. I'm not positive that they're going. Nikki was talking to me about it a little bit last week. But if they do, I'll be so happy to see them again and get to hang out with them and meet other people. And it's just, you know, sometimes I feel like maybe I went through my abuse to be on the path I'm on now, because I couldn't help other people if I didn't experience it myself firsthand. It's the only way I can also comprehend what happened to me and why, when I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm trying to use my tragedy and trauma and stories and everything that I've gone through to help other people. And I just strongly believe I'm on the path I'm supposed to be on. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And despite the trauma, my resilience always bounces me back, and God has a plan, and I'm on the path. And I've been on this path I'm supposed to be on since 2009, and then again in 2018. And I'm getting closer and closer to my purpose in life. I can feel it. Things are coming. I can manifest it. And thank you to the Schmidt and Petito family. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you to all the victims and survivors out there who get up every day and push themselves and escape and talk about it. And those who haven't been abused, who you can still educate yourselves and talk about it. You don't always have to deal with it to understand it, but it is harder to understand. But thank you all. You can follow me on Facebook at Turning the Corner for a Better Tomorrow. Corner is with a K. And I will talk to you guys soon.